Now, another dilemma. Now, how to dig the grave? But there was no specific instruction. So ours so nice. Take crematorium, burn, take the ashes, throw to the sea. The Prophet's Bureau. The Arabs knew two ways of digging graves. The Makkans made their graves flat at the bottom, while the Madinese made them curved at the bottom. Okay. Abu Ubaydah ibn Jarrah was the gravedigger for the Makkans. And Abu Zayd ibn Sahl was gravedigger for the Madinese. So there, gravedigger for the Madinese, gravedigger for the Makkans. Gravedigger. The Makkans one, the Madinese one, curve. So which do you prefer, curve or flat? Did you choose by fate, by chance, or by what? Okay. Anyway. The prophets relatives could not choose between them. The prophets relatives cannot choose between them. So the prophets relatives were around. Why? One curve, one flat. Some must have put up there. One curve, one say one flat. So they cannot decide. Surely one say flat, one say curve, so what to decide? The prophet's uncle Al-Abbas sent two men to call the two gravediggers for consultation. Only one was found. Lucky. Only one was found and could respond to the call, and that was Abu Talhah. He was therefore commissioned to dig a grave for the Prophet of God as he knew best. When evening came and the Muslims taken leave of the body of the Prophet, Muhammad's relatives prepared for the burial. They waited until a quarter or third of the night was passed before proceeding with the burial. In the grave, they spread out red mantle that once belonged to the Prophet, and the men who had washed the body lowered it to its last repose. They built over it a bridge, with bricks. And then covered the grave with sand. Aisha said, "We did not learn of the burial of the Prophet of God. May God peace and blessing be upon him until midnight or later." And so did Fatima report. The Prophet was buried Tuesday night, 14th, Rabbi 1, 2 days after his death, in the year 10 AH. This is a Muslim year, 10 AH. So now is 14 what? 1 That is 141. I see the calendar. Aisha lived there after in her quarters next door to the Prophet's grave, contented with her proximity, his holy precinct. When Abu Bakr died, he was buried in the immediate vicinity of the Prophet's grave, as was Umar ibn Khattab, therefore. It's related that Aisha used to visit the grave room without veil until Umar was buried therein. During the time, he contained only the grave of a father and a husband. But after Umar's burial, she entered the room only when fully veiled. So in the olden days, there was no veil, Aisha entered the grave. After Umar's death, then only she started to reign. Because Umar is not related. Abu Bakr is fathers and husbands. Aisha lived thereafter in the quarters next door to the Prophet's grave, contented with approximately his holy precinct. Okay, when Abu Bakr died, he was buried in the immediate vicinity of the Prophet's grave, as was Umar ibn Khattab thereafter. It is related that Aisha used to visit the grave room without veil until Umar was buried there. During the time, it contained only the grave of her father and husband. So Abu Bakr is the father and a husband. But after Umar's burial, she entered the room only fully veiled. So anyway, this is the Prophet Muhammad's death. So all three were buried there. So Abu Bakr, I'm sure he did not die there. Must have died somewhere, so they take and buried there. Umar also must have died somewhere, they are buried there. And that was the context to where Aisha was staying. bury them. But at least now you know, Aisha, Nabi Muhammad died in the lap of Aisha. So Aisha must be really taken care of.